Magyar szólások és közmondások angolul beszélőknek.
Hungarian sayings and proverbs for English speakers. Bossy women.
Az asszony viseli a kalapot.
Only a few words in this one. Asszony is a woman, specifically a married woman. Kalap is a hat. Our other word is visel. Visel means to wear. The woman wears the hat. For once, the Hungarian and English word order align. This is because of the mysterious Hungarian concept of focus. The most important word or phrase precedes the verb. In this case, az asszony, the woman. That is, it is the woman who wears the hat. The woman is the novel idea. Why is the woman wearing the hat? The woman is wearing the hat, not her husband. In traditional Hungarian culture, although married women covered their heads, they usually did this with headscarves. Sometimes something more elaborate for special occasions, but not a hat. Men wore hats. So this saying is the equivalent of the English, the woman wears the trousers. A bossy woman who does not defer to her husband. She is the master of the house. And here are a couple of Kiwi Sheilas who both wear hats and trousers. Linda and Jules Topp. Additional vocabulary this time, we're going to look at words for women and girls. As I said, asszony is a married woman. Growing up, I thought this was the only word for woman. It seemed to be the only one that was ever used. Maybe because in those days most older women were married, or maybe it's a bit like the English idea of calling everybody Mrs. The neutral word is ne, which comes from the word to grow. So this is the word that you'll see in official documents and is usually used as a prefix for compound words. Hord is a lady. And I don't think the Hungarian have the sarcastic idea of lady that we have in English. It is a term of respect. Feleség is a wife. Hajadon. This is interesting. It does come from the word haj, which we met in an earlier video. It means an unmarried woman. As I said earlier, traditionally a married woman covers her hair and usually actually has it tied back as well. It's not loose. A young woman with loose, flowing, visible hair would be unmarried. A girl is a line. So that's the most common word. It can also mean daughter. Kislány is a little girl, basically a girl who is not an adult. Leány means exactly the same as line, but it's a bit more old-fashioned. You tend to see it in poetry and folk songs. Kis asszony, it means miss. So kis asszony is miss, little woman. And at the other end, we have vain kis asszony, an ancient miss, that is a spinster. Vain line, same meaning. And og szűz, which is an ancient virgin. On to something that's probably more useful. Let's have a look at words for clothing. The word for clothing in general is ruha, but you'll also see this used specifically for a dress or a suit. There is no other word for a dress. A dress is ruha or nui ruha. The men can also have an ölkjön. So ruha is either clothes in general or a woman's dress. Now for a few more words. If it's in two parts, a woman has a bluse and a soknya. A man has an ing and a nodrag. Although these days women also wear ings and nodrag. If we're going casual, a t-shirt is a polo. Or if it's a long sleeve one, it's a long fingered t-shirt. No, that's a joke. The word for sleeve and the word for finger is exactly the same. Farmer is what we call jeans. When you hear the word farmer in Hungarian, it does not mean somebody who tills the soil. It means a pair of jeans. On your feet, you can have shoes and socks, cipő and zokni, or you can have boots. The normal boot is a csizma. That's a normal boot, a dress boot. Doesn't have to have high heels like that, by the way. The other sort of boot is more of a work boot, and that's a bokanch. Now we're going to have a look at that S, Z and S. 2 and only 2 letters. The SZ is a single letter and sound in Hungarian. It has its own spot in the dictionary, and it's pronounced S, like say or sense. The SSZ is a double SZ, so it's SZ, SZ, so it's asszony. An S by itself is also a letter, and it's a sh, like shoe or ship. This is a common pronunciation of the letter S in Europe. So let's look at that wearing verb, visel. Starting with the singular, I wear a hat, you wear a hat, she wears a hat. In the plural, we wear a hat, you wear a hat, they wear a hat. And I can see you saying, wait up. The saying said viseli. This is not there's no viseli in that list. I did say in an earlier video I would avoid this, but if you say a hat, you're using the indefinite form of the conjugation. If you say the hat, you use the definite form. So you see here the endings have changed. So instead of saying viselek, it's viselem. Instead of saying vesels, it's veseled. And instead of vesel, it's veseli. I wear the hat, you wear the hat, she wears the hat, we wear the hat, you wear the hat, plural, and they wear the hat. Many verbs will have both forms of the conjugation, and like many other parts of grammar, you just have to memorize it. Visel is a pretty normal sort of verb. Unlike nays, we had nazek, nasel, nays. This is viselek, visels, visel, and this is the most common form. The word doesn't end in a sibilant. Second person, singular, ends in an S. That is an S. There is an equivalent word, which is hord, which means to wear. It also means to carry. I wear a coat, you wear a coat, she wears a coat. We wear a coat, you wear a coat, they wear a coat. It also has a definite conjugation, and it has a similar pattern. Again, this is a pretty standard back vowel word. One thing to notice, in this case it needs a linking vowel. Hungarian doesn't like to have more than 2 consonants together. So rather than saying hords, hordos, so it gives you that extra vowel in there to make it easier to pronounce.
Az asszony viseli a kalapot.
An uppity, bossy woman. As a hat-wearing bossy woman myself, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like to encourage me to make more.